Roll call, please.
All right. Ron Knuff.
Present.
Kenny Hall.
Present.
Bonnie Almond.
Here.
Trevor Stone.
Here.
Ron Glassick.
Here.
Judy Haldeman will be absent. Jason Donahue.
Here.
Judy Kutzler.
Here.
Mayor Tony Pristad.
Present.
And Shen Lamb.
Here. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the public workshop meeting held on January 5th, 2026, and the regular public meeting held on January 15th. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion made by Mr. Glassick,
Second.
second by Mr. Knuff. Questions?
I have an amendment to the minutes for January 5th, please, and that would be for the nominations and election of vice president. Do I need to state what the changes would be?
You do.
Okay. So the second should be by Julia Kutzler and not Councilman Knuff. And the motion was closed by Councilman Hall, not Councilman Knuff, please.
This is for nomination of what? Of the
Vice President.
Vice
Vice
President.
President, yes.
Okay, what is the opinion of the council?
Motion to approve as corrected.
Motion to approve is corrected by Mr. Hall,
Second.
second by Mr. Stone. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Hearing of persons present, please step up to the microphone, please, sir. Yes. Speak into the microphone, please. State your name for the record.
Hi, I am James Mathis, Mathesz.
Well, hello, Mr. Mathis. How can we help you?
Well, I came here today to share some of my thoughts and some things that I've shared with maybe the mayor and some other people, and they said, coming to talk to you is the best thing to do.
Oh, my goodness.
So if you don't like me at the end of what I have to say, blame him.
Love you, Jen. We're all good. You're good.
We're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bless your heart.
My family owns the building on 21st Street where that whole State Farm and company,
Oh.
and it is owned by the family's Special Needs Trust, takes care of my autistic child and my disabled brother. So I'm here representing a different entity than myself. And the first thing I would say is that there's a lot of properties in the building that get rented out from time to time, like the Mr. Yandrzejewicz, the recent demise. He was a member of that rental community for like 20 years.
The dentist?
No, he's the lawyer.
The lawyer,
There's a dentist there now?
there's a dentist there now. It was my cousin.
Oh, okay.
So there's been a dentist there for 22 years. The anchor tenants in the building have been there for more than 20 years. You have to die or retire to leave the building. They're kind of happy people. Oh, and I have Parkinson's, so if I fall over, just pick me up. I'll be fine. Okay? So having said that, I have a lot of interaction with the zoning office, and for years, 20 years, have been developing and improving the property. It used to cost $50 to get a zoning permit.
Oh, okay.
All right? And the last tenant I put in there a couple of months ago paid $50 for a zoning permit to move in. Now she wants to expand her business and take 2 spots in the building, and there's no construction. They're putting in a brand new floor, like ripping up old carpet and putting brand new floor down and painting. That's the construction, painting and a floor. And she just wrote the borough out a check for $500.
Oh,
I mean, are we aware that we're asking new tenants to spend $500 when it used to be $50? I just called her. She was in here today, wrote a check for $500 and some dollars.
So, which business is this? Which one is it?
The fingernail business.
I'm not overly familiar, but I'm not sure what would be cost $500. Usually a $500 fee is for something for a zoning hearing, maybe.
No,
Like one of the zoning hearing boards.
nope.
Zoning permits are $55 now, starting this year. It went up $5 from last year.
Why
last
did
2
she
years.
get charged $500 and some dollars?
Um,
Something to look at. All I
I'll
say
look
is,
into
can
that.
we
I-
look into it and get back to me?
Yeah, absolutely, I will. If it's anything zoning related, it's not gonna be $500. If there was a building permit involved that may have went to key codes and they did a certificate of occupancy inspection,
They did no
Like a
inspection.
like a life safety inspection, it may be then. But I'll look into it. I don't know for sure. I have to find out. I'll talk to Dave and I'll find out tomorrow.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Now, do you see what just happened here, ladies and gentlemen? He said, I'll get back to you tomorrow. Okay? I'm going to share with you something that should surprise all of you. When I came in the fall and asked the zoning officer if we can put a certain kind of business in my building, because it was new to me. We were going to put it in the lawyer's space because the lawyer is gone. It'll take 3 weeks to get an answer from the inspecting people. Is it Key? I think it's Keystone or Key Codes.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
But 3 weeks to get an answer, ladies and gentlemen, on a zoning issue?
That's not zoning. That's gonna be building code though.
Building codes.
That's
Well,
gonna be different than what we do here. Building code, they have, I didn't actually have up to 30 days to respond to a building code question when they're doing a permit. So the
But I was told that I had to wait 3 weeks. And then when the answer came in, they said, we need a better drawing than the drawing that it was a box. We're making no changes to the building. Well, we need a better drawing. It'll take another 3 weeks to have an answer. The tenant took off, went somewhere else. But things are taking too long when we interface with the building inspectors. And
It's a third-party company.
yeah, why are you paying them if they don't know an answer in 3 weeks? They should know an answer in 24 hours. Like what you said to me,
It gives.
I'll get you tomorrow. Well, what that's telling me, sir, is that the company you hired to be the inspector doesn't know what they're doing. They don't have the answer. You hired somebody that doesn't know what the code is because he needs 3 weeks to read the book to tell you you could do it. It doesn't make any sense. 3 days, I can see. 3 weeks? That's unacceptable. Businesses won't spend $500 to wait 3 weeks to get an answer. Something's wrong here. So why does it take 3 weeks? And why is it $500?
You could, if you're ready. So I will say, state of Pennsylvania, they dictate timeframes and how long they have. They tell them they have this X amount of time to get an answer back. If it takes them 30 days, who knows how busy they are? We are not their only customer. We are passing over lots of other applications to them as well, on top of other municipalities. So they are probably flooded over there with requests also, which is why they have up to the 30 days to respond. Could they get it out faster? Maybe they could. And I know they try to. We try to ask them for expedited services sometimes. But that's the exact reason why they have that time frame, because the first time it doesn't meet it and they're busy, they're going to be the ones that can be paying for it. They need that extra time. 30 days is probably the max. I always used to tell people 10 to 14 days roughly when I was doing it, and that's what they would say. And we would usually get back to 10 to 14 days.
But I waited
This
3
is
weeks.
a review. This is their review. This is their building code compliance review. It's not as easy as it is just like kind of look at the floor map. They're looking at doorways, lights, fixtures, plumbing, electrical. They're looking at everything. So it takes a little while. It takes definitely more than a couple of days to get the answer back. If it's in-house, if it's zoning related, we can get back fairly quickly. And I know that one tenant that you were referred to, they had left because they were gonna be a daycare. They would've had gone to zoning relief anyway, because their businesses did not fall under the
I
zoning
understand.
ordinance.
Mhm.
That's what would've cost $500 at least. I think now it's up a little bit more, but,
Yeah, but
and I don't know what they would've paid for $500 for it, that they were, was somebody in here to pay $500 today? Okay, do you know what it was?
I believe there was a building permit involved
Okay,
in
so
that.
if there's a building permit involved, it's through
how do
key
we need a
codes.
building permit for carpet and paint?
Maybe, it might not have been a building permit for just that. If they needed to get a CO on the place, where they're gonna be having this business, it's called a life safety inspection through key codes. They come out and they ensure all those safety issues. They make sure handrails are here, electrical receptacles are here, GFCIs are here. They do that. They're a third-party company that's certified to certificate occupancy of that location. We do not have that in-house. That's why we rely on a third-party company to do it. If that's what they did, the life safety inspection, if it's CO inspection. And that's what we've kind of been doing for a long time for businesses. Trying to, like, if they're moving into a new location, we want to see that that space they are occupying has a clean certificate of occupancy.
Are we sure $500 is the right price for this?
We don't make those fees. We don't, like, that's third-party company. I wish, like, if there was a way I could, we don't set those fees.
Who does? The state?
Key codes. They're a third-party company. They may be limitations on what they're allowed to charge. I don't know that. I'm not sure that much of that. But they are a private company. They can set their fees.
Well, can we hire a private company that doesn't charge so much?
There are ways to, I don't know, like, we can talk about this another time instead of right here, but there are ways to get other companies in, but it's a lot longer process and it's gonna be more involved for the borough as well. We would need to have a designated BCO here on staff that does the certificate occupancies, and you can have multiple inspection companies serve that building code official.
Well, I think it's an extreme jump to go from $50 to over 500. And we need to look at why it was 500 when going from an office to an office, when it's similar use and floor and paint. Nothing else was changed.
But it is a new business.
It's a new business.
It's not the same business.
Safety part of it. Safety
Yeah.
part of it.
If there was no clean CO on the business prior to that, in that location, once they expanded, Dave probably talked about getting a CO for that entire location. When a certificate of occupancy may only be for a certain area. If we do, let's just say we renovate in this room and knock this wall down and put the receptacles here, the CO will be only for this room, not anywhere else. So when you need to get a clean CO, it's going to be for that entire area now.
Well, no, it's still gonna be two spaces, two doors, two entrances.
But one business is using it.
Anyway, I would appreciate
I will absolutely.
checking the $500
I will look into
because
it.
I have to answer to the tenant
Yeah.
why I said 50 some bucks and it's 500.
I don't like assuming anything, but I'm going to assume that it was for a CO inspection, a life safety inspection through key codes. That's what I'm going to assume.
Well,
And I will talk to you tomorrow about it, and I know for sure when I talk to Dave.
I
about the
appreciate
key
it.
codes, yeah.
I have one last thing. The parking lot behind the Roxy, I share in the use of that lot. And I have to tell you, over the years, the snow removal, including this last mess we had, was exceptionally taken care of by your road crew. I want to personally thank the borough, the manager, even the mayor, for seeing to it that the parking lot was cleaned in an expeditious manner and it was safe for my clients, customers to use. And I just want to let you know that I am very appreciative of the effort you put into the snow removal of that particular lot.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
A lot of them are watching, but I will make sure to pass that along to those that aren't.
Well, let them know in the road crew because I tell you that just now, looking at the mounds of snow that are still there, they did an exceptional job. This was Herculean effort, and I, for one, am very appreciative because I know how hard that is to do.
Thank you.
So thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mr.
Thanks, Jim.
Manning. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Hello, my name is Sal Zangari, 1847 Main Street, Northampton. Most of yous know me. I don't know, in a good way or a bad way. I am the HOA president of Creekside Senior Condominiums, which is on 2121 Hockendakwa Avenue. On January 31st, we had a frozen fire sprinkler system blown out. And we had to evacuate all the residents from that facility. Upon my knowing of it, I raced up there and I had the fire department right after me, following me into the electrical room to shut down the system, which when I got there, it was like 3 inches of water in the electrical room. So I basically stopped where I was at and told the fire guy to go in because he had rubber boots on and I did not. So what I'm trying to say is the fire department came out. I mean, I was called and I was up there in less than 5 minutes and they were right behind me. In fact, right after before the fire department got there, we had 2 police officers show up and were there helping us. The fire chief showed up with his command vehicle and started the whole evacuation process. With his help, we actually had your road crew come out because we had to get our fire lane opened up, and from the previous snow there were piles of snow in front of our fire lane, so we couldn't get any fire engines in or electrical companies. So thanks to them, and this was a Saturday afternoon, so I know there's no road crew guys working, but they were there lickety-split. Once the fire department showed up, we started to get everybody downstairs and planning an evacuation. Well, by that time, the fire chief said, we'll get Lanta here because we didn't have no place for them to go. We ended up taking them up to the community center up here, but there was a wedding going on. So they didn't want us or our people to drive their cars because there was no space. So one of the fire lieutenants, or captains, I'm not sure, called Lanta up. They came up with their bus and helped load everybody on. We had approximately 17 people that really were displaced. They didn't have no place to go, no family. Out of 40 units, we had 17 people that couldn't go anywhere, so we had to take them somewhere. I want to thank April and her staff, because once they found out we were coming up there, they turned on the heat in the back room for our people, brought them water, coffee, took really good care of us. Officer Manny, or Torres, and I think it's Danhauer, showed up at the community center to make sure that everything was going okay for them, and said, well, no, this was around 4 o'clock. Well, we got to get these people fed. So they ran down to Mario's, got a pile of pizzas, brought that up to us, and April and her staff were going to come back and feed us some of their food, but they had to feed the wedding party first. So, you know, April and her team, they did an awesome job there. The police department did an awesome job. The first two, I think it's Officer Anderson and Young Bear is his name. He showed up at the condo. They started assisting to get people that couldn't get down the steps to transport them down. The EMS team showed up, and they brought a couple different lift chairs to help the people down the steps because we couldn't use the elevator anymore. My main mission was to get the place back up and back occupied, and we couldn't do that unless we got the fire suppression fixed. Well, we actually got it fixed like 8, 9 o'clock that night, and we were allowed to get people to come back in, which then turned out we had to get a hold of Lanta again, and they weren't sure they can get a driver. So EMS says, well, we'll just come over there and start traveling people back and forth. Basically what I'm trying to say is, okay, your fire department, your police department, your public works, your EMS people were all awesome. They were helping us. They actually gave me more ideas on how to be prepared for an exit. And we actually are going to sit down and have a big meeting with everybody to work this process out for evacuation, because God knows it'll happen again. So I just wanted to say thank you for everybody that took part in it.
We
Okay.
appreciate it.
Thank you, son.
Yeah, all the people that come here and complain, I figured I'd come here and do good news.
Thank you, Sal.
Thank you,
job.
Sal.
Thank you, Sal.
We like to hear that. Anyone else? Under President's report, I have nothing to say. Moving on to Mayor's report.
Thank you. Just want to thank Mrs. Zangari for sharing that story. When I heard about it, I was going to make that a key point, but he did a fantastic job of giving all the details. Last meeting, I talked about the spirit of Northampton during snowstorms and community events, and this is one of the things that is truly what we're so blessed to have here in Northampton. These public servants who just give of their time, not just for law enforcement itself, but something like this, for all the people that were involved, would never make the newspaper. We only hear about it in forums like this, but these people keep continuing to bring this spirit to Northampton, not only doing their jobs, but to better serving our community. So thank you for sharing that, Mr. Zangari. Appreciate it. And of course, this Saturday, the long-awaited Hail Mary movie by Dan Roebuck will be premiering at the Roxy Theater. World premiere, of course, 7 o'clock Saturday night, is a standing room only sold-out show, but there will be follow-up shows at the Roxy Theater. So if you want to see Northampton on the big screen, definitely filmed up at the Northampton Diner and the Alliance Fire Company, and just some other shots around town. So stop by the Roxy in the next week or so and catch the Hail Mary by Dan Roebuck. So that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Solicitor's report.
I'd just like to state for the record that we had an executive session prior to this evening's meeting to discuss personnel matters. End of report.
Thank you. Reports from committees. Starting with Administration and Finance, Mr. Hall.
Okay, sorry about that. There were 170 live stream views of the February 5th council meeting. As of Wednesday, February 18th, 2026, we have received $738,732.75 in garbage payments. The early discount period for trash recycling bills is February 28th, so if you like to take advantage of the lower price, please make sure you make your payment by the end of the month. End of report.
Thank you. Building, Land, and Recreation, Ms. Salmon, would you read that for Judy Haldeman?
Yes. Starting April 1st, a Sticksercise fitness class will be offered at the Recreation Center every Wednesday from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Sticksercise is a modification of Pound, which is a full-body cardio jam session. However, Sticksercise incorporates drum-like sticks into the workout. That sounds interesting. In the next few weeks, 2 water filling stations will be installed at the Recreation Center. We are accepting applications for pool employment at the Borough office. The annual Easter egg hunt will be held on Saturday, March 28th at 11 a.m. in the Municipal Park. The rain date will be Saturday, April 4th. Monday, March 2nd will be the opening day for resident park permit reservations. End of report.
Thank you. Code and Police, Mr. Stone.
Yes, thank you. The police department was awarded $210,441 grant through Representative McKenzie's office for P25 replacement radios. Current radios need to be replaced due to a county mandate. This grant will save the borough a phenomenal amount of money. A reminder that all trash bags must be placed in the designated trash bin provided by Republic Services. Any trash bags placed on the ground next to the trash bin will not be taken and will incur a warning or citation from Borough Code Enforcement. End of report.
Thank you. Fire and Health, Ms. Salmon.
Thank you. I don't have a fire report for this evening, but the next Board of Health meeting will be on Tuesday, February 24th at 7 p.m. End of report.
Public Works and Sewer, Mr. Glassick.
Thank you. Public Works has finished snow removal in several areas of the borough. Starting this week, Public Works will be doing cold patch potholes throughout the borough. The Public Works report for the upcoming project submitted by the crew chief, Robert Smell, is included in your packet. On Thursday, February 19th, the Public Works will start working on 2 spots to repair the collapsed sewer lines, West 16th Street through Newport and Railroad. There will be the second one will be on Doris Street between 16th and Rockline Court. Last week, interviews were conducted for the Borough Manager, Brian Welsko, the Assistant Borough Manager, Jerry Sorensitz, and Public Works Supervisor Rich Ackerman, Crew Chief Robert Small, for interviewing the external candidates for the light equipment operator in Public Works. End of report.
Thank you. We have no unfinished business. Moving on to new business. Consider request for permission to advertise for transport and disposal of dewatered sludge.
After 5 years with our previous contract, it is now time to advertise for our next contract for the transportation and disposal of dewatered sludge for the sewer plant. At the recommendation of our engineer Tom Duffy, the bid will be for 3 years with up to 2 additional 1-year extensions available at the borough's discretion. The deadline for submissions will be Tuesday, March 17th, 2026, and bids will be opened at the Thursday, March 19th council meeting. The new contract would be effective starting May 1st, 2026.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to put this out for bid.
Motion made by Mr. Glassick to advertise the bid. Do I have a second?
Second.
By Ms. Almond. Any questions?
Yeah, question. We currently use who?
Waste management, that's our sludge.
That's right.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is-
and the current, the company that does our garbage, are they a
Republic?
company that does it?
No.
They do not, okay. So how many other people are, do you know, out there?
That's why, so the current contract we have was 5 years. Tom felt that, he felt that many other companies would have bid if we would have done a 3-year contract. So he feels that we lost out potentially on other ones, but we did it because we were worried about inflation.
Mhm.
He said, but that didn't occur. So he feels that we might have more possibilities of companies actually bidding on it if we do a shorter bid, 3 years, with the possibility of going up to 5 years.
And with our upgrade on the sewer plant within the 3 years, could
Mhm.
also adjust the sludge
Exactly.
amount, okay,
Exactly.
thank you.
Mhm.
Any other question? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. consider temporary limited use and hold harmless agreement for 25 Clear Springs Drive.
A request was made by the lesser of 25 Clear Springs Drive through a lessee of the property. This agreement would allow the use of the truck scale for the lessee's existing operation at 25 Clear Springs Drive. The agreement would expire 30 days from the date in which the agreement is signed. A copy of the proposed agreement is included in everyone's packet.
I need a motion?
Question?
Sure.
No.
No, I'm sorry. I need a motion that would allow this agreement. Calling for a motion.
Just a reminder that you can discuss and ask questions after the motion is made.
I'll make a motion, because I need to get to the question, because I don't even have an idea. I can't find this in the packet.
So this agreement is strictly for the purpose of allowing the owner of 25 Clear Springs Drive to install a scale at the property and to operate the scale. Any other use of the property that is not currently permitted is not permitted under this agreement. Any other use would have to go through the application and permitting processes. So this is just allowing them to perform one operation at the property as they, I guess, prepare to make other plans for the use of the property.
So it's not a new building, it's just to increase their scale for the next 30
Just
days.
to install a
Install
truck scale.
Okay.
It would only be for 30 days.
I got it. Thank you.
I need a motion to allow the property at 25 Clear Springs Drive to have a 30-day, I guess, agreement for scale.
Okay, so Councilman Glassick made the motion. I'll second it.
Okay, so,
Yes,
Mr. Glassick, what is your motion?
to go forward with it, allow them to do the 30 days.
Okay. Motion made by Mr. Glassick, second by Ms. Amon. Any other questions?
Question is still, this is still not a new business, this is just existing what they're doing.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Consider requests regarding trash and recycling bill.
On February 5th, 2026, Borough Manager Brian Walsko and Secretary Megan Case met with a local resident regarding the senior rate for the annual trash and recycling bill. The same resident has made a request to council to grant residences that have entered a living trust and are of age 65 or older be granted the senior rate for their annual trash and recycling bill. Currently, the borough takes the information from the county as to who is on the deed for a residence and uses that to determine who is eligible for senior rate. The request was originally denied by myself. To give a little background, is that okay? Okay. Basically, because you gave a look and I was like, oh. So basically, what it means is the living trust is that people will potentially sign over the house, the deed of the house to relatives or to someone, and that way that they are technically owner of the house, but the living trust allows the people that to live in the house, but their name is not in the deed. The way we do trash and recycling bills for senior rate is that we get the information from the county. That determines who is eligible for the senior rate. So for instance, in this case, the resident put the house's name in their children's name. Then they enter in a living trust, which allows her to live on the property and can't be evicted, and there's a lot of information at that. But because she is not on the deed, even though she lives there, she's not on the deed, which means she does not own the house. The sons own the house but don't live in it, so she does not qualify for the senior rate. She is asking, and this has been something that multiple people have asked, and we have denied it because they are not the owners of the house, and they do not, even though they live in it, they do not own the house because they signed it over to other people. So she feels that they should still be entitled because they have the house, they maintain the house, they pay the bills on the house. That's just the background on it.
Can I ask a question?
I have a question.
I need a
about
motion
this.
first.
What is the motion here?
I'll make a motion
To what?
To what?
to agree with the borough manager's decision to deny the request.
To deny the request.
Are you denying it?
I denied it, yes.
Okay.
Is this, go ahead, I can ask a question then too.
I'll second that then.
To deny the request. Motion made to deny the request from, what's that lady? Mrs.
Solomon.
Phillips. Any other questions?
Questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead first.
My question is, whose name is on the bill? Who's paying the bill? She is or the son's
She,
on the deed?
so the son's name are on the bill because they are on the
They
deed.
own it?
They own the house.
Okay.
She lives in it.
Okay,
So she feels that because she lives in it, that she should be entitled to the
okay,
senior.
but the sons are not seniors and the bill is going to them, so I
Correct.
agreed in
Correct.
the denial, okay.
She's almost a renter at that point.
Yeah.
Right, that's why they do a living trust, because technically they're allowed to live there, the sons can't
Yeah.
evict.
That's like allowing the landlord to take a discount for the.
It's been we've had many, this is a situation that many people have done in the borough, and this is something that Megan has had many conversations with many people about, same with Bernadette. This is just the first time that the request then went to council after it was denied.
I also have a friend that asked the same thing, and I said, no. You know, she rents from her landlord, but she pays the bill. And she's in her middle 60s. It's the same deal. She rents. So we have a motion to
I think
deny.
there's some more
Do you have
questions.
I was
another
gonna say,
question?
like, it's kind of moot at this point anyway. I was gonna say, was it for that specific one bill, or was this gonna be for everybody?
No,
who
this
had
was,
that?
I mean, this was her request for this specific
Okay.
bill. Anyone else would have to.
That's what I was making sure, is I could try to clarify that.
Yeah,
But
I
it doesn't
mean,
really matter.
Obviously, we could at some point, we could put an agenda, if that was the will, that it could be a blanket thing.
Yeah,
but-
that's what I just wanna kind of clarify.
Yeah,
if
but
they
this
didn't-
was just specifically for
Okay, so let me get this straight. Who made the motion? Glassick?
No, I didn't make it.
Bonnie?
Bonnie and Trevor second.
Bonnie
To deny.
and Trevor. And go ahead, Mr. Donahue.
You wanna go first?
I just wanted to make sure that if the living trust owns it, they actually own the house, so then they shouldn't be.
Correct.
That's who's paying it, so not the people that, okay.
My question was, when was the property transferred over? This past year?
No, it's 2 years.
Okay, that's.
Yeah. It's been a request that has been asked multiple years in a row, correct?
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that.
That's what I was wondering, okay.
All those in favor to deny?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Request denied. Consider appointing delegate and alternate delegate to the Northampton Tax Collection Committee.
Each year, we need to appoint a delegate and alternate delegate to the Northampton Tax Collection Committee of the TCC. For 2025, James Maynard served as delegate and myself served as alternate delegate. James and I would like to keep the same roles for 2026.
What is your motion?
Motion to keep the same.
Motion made by Mr. Donahue to keep the same. Second?
Second.
Okay, who's got
Yeah, I
it?
think it was
Kenny.
Kenny.
Kenny was a little
Kenny?
quicker.
By Mr. Hall. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, reports from council members. We'll start with Mr. Hall.
Thank you. I'd like to add to the report about the cleanup of the snow and stuff this past two snows, but no, it entailed at the end. The cleanup, I think they did a bang-up job with what they were working with and what they had, either manpower wise and hours and stuff that they could do it and get it off the street, so. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Stone.
Yeah, just a quick question about the garbage. I know we talked about this ad nauseum. For those that requested a second container and have not received it, the bag laying loose on the ground still applies? Because there's a reason why they asked for a second container, right?
Right, technically, yes, it still applies. We don't have any indication, we're still waiting on answers that we have sent out for a couple weeks now to indicate, one,
Right.
when it's coming.
It's mid-February now.
Right, when we had a meeting with them mid-January, they said it wouldn't be till probably end of February to mid-March. We've gotten no update on that since then. We're still kind of figuring out the price now. We've still been told, but we're getting conflicting things here and there. So we're still trying to get everything out, we just aren't getting answers.
I've got a check waiting for them.
Oh.
For a second container, I'm
There
just
was,
saying.
just an FYI, there was a truck with garbage cans in the back of it following the trash truck this last week. Now, I know because of the weather and the snow out there and
Yeah.
things are tough, but I did see where they said that the smaller cans were not gonna be there until mid to late March.
Right, they still needed to get more, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Megan, that they still needed to get more of the regular sized cans to give the people the additional set, correct? Because I think their plan was to do it all around the same time.
Yes.
I know they were giving out smaller cans already to people that were needed it in order to be able to move it. Or did they not do that yet either?
Very minimal.
That's what I knew it was very few people, but only for people who were it was necessary.
And I was this close to giving Jerry an attaboy for the light at 411 McKeever. It works more times than it doesn't work, I'll give you that. So there's an improvement,
Okay.
but there are times it still does not work. I don't know, did you get a hold of
Okay.
someone?
I haven't heard anything, no, I did
So
not.
I take
actually.
that attaboy, the half
Yeah.
attaboy
Atta-
back.
just
then.
atta-
I could've just said I
Yeah.
did, and now I was.
So-
yeah.
I don't know why, it does work occasionally now, and it's brighter than the rest of the lights, so I thought maybe something was done to it, but it still does not work the
Alright.
entire time, so.
I don't think I was, did you have the number? Did he send
Yeah,
the number?
I have the number. Yeah.
Okay, I sent it to
You
me,
wanted
I
to
sent
get
it to my contact.
No, I got it. I
You
don't know.
wanted to get, that,
No, I
thanks,
got it.
Jason, I
for sure.
appreciate
Okay,
it.
forward it to me, I can send it to
Yeah.
my contact at PPS if I can get something
Anyway.
like that.
That's all I have.
Well, thank you, Mr. Stone. Shin?
Hi. I don't have much to say, but I do have a question for Brian.
Mhm.
What's going on with this bird flu?
Oh, that's coming. That's my whole thing. I have all this paperwork. Yeah, I'll get into it
All
a
right, yeah,
bunch.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just so you know, we're sitting next to a celebrity over here. Me and Judy are like running through.
I'm not even texting it to you. Sorry, Trevor. It's just being mean.
Oh, I don't have anything else.
Well, thank you. Mr. Knopf, we'll start there.
Okay. Just a reminder to all Borough residents, as you've seen on Channel 69 News, or you heard, that the Canal Street Park and Trail is closed until further notice for the dead geese or contamination of bird flu. So if you're walking your dogs anywhere, be careful. Most snow plows are gone, so it's time for people to put away their chairs and cones and not to reserve their parking spots anymore. And also, on a good note, it's nice to see that the houses on Star Street are being rebuilt after the fire this past summer. End of report.
Thank you, Mr. Glassick.
Thank you. First of all, Sal, thank you for coming out and putting nice kind words for our borough. I hope that there's a recommendation to those departments that he just mentioned today. That's the kind of stuff we want to hear, and I think they need to be recognized with some kind of a recommendation, especially what they did at the community center and the police department, as well as the entire, from EMS to fire department and everything, so thank you. Status on the sweeper,
Yeah, so
I know we talked about that, or are you gonna talk about that at the end?
No, the sweeper is operational for this year. We're just waiting to hear back regarding the grant.
For the new one?
For the new one.
Okay, all right. And I know they put some coal patch out there for these streets, but is there any plan that we're talking about? Because there's a lot of potholes that are just,
Oh, yeah.
it's beyond just patching with a hole here and there.
Yep,
I think that we need to look at a plan of some sort.
we are, yeah.
Okay,
The Public Works is looking through it. I will say
And again, if
that,
they can't handle because of the workforce that we have right now and the youngness, you know, we need to look at outside even and say, okay.
the Main Street part, because I know that's been a big worry too, the Main Street from 21st up to Cherryville, that is the part that's getting repaved.
But that's
That's the
the
state.
state.
That was the state, exactly, so I know,
Right.
because we've heard a lot of people talking about that. They
I'm
were
just
supposed to
talking
come
like
in to do
our
it.
road out here in front of our fire department, in front of the rec center, that's actually very,
Mhm.
very bad, yeah. You're gonna cover about the bird flu. Thank you, James, for coming out and talking about that stuff and asking the question. That's the only way you'll know is if you ask the question, so we'll get those answers for you. But I know working in the public area with, permits and things like that, the safety aspect of it, there's a lot of costs that are out there. Maybe they are higher than they used to be, that's for sure, but pretty much everything is. And if we have to do a third party and they have to do a lot more inspections because the state requires it, I know quite a few people that work for Keycodes and they are bombarded with work because of the fact that all this construction going on. If you look around, you can see the construction going on with houses and stuff, and they're out doing these inspections on a regular basis. So, but you came out and asked a question, so thank you. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, Mr. Donahue.
Thank you. Thanks to Public Works for the prompt attention on the hole on 14th Street. Thank you very much for it done. Greatly appreciate it. And do we have a timeline of an end in sight for UGI and the sewer relining project down there?
UGI, I believe it was scheduled to be April, was when it was supposed to end, but obviously because of the weather and stuff, that could get pushed
Okay.
back. The relining project, it's still ongoing. It has to be done by September.
Okay.
That is when the cutoff date is for the grant for the project, so they know. Right now, like, as you saw in Smale's report too, there's 5 spot repairs that our guys have to do over the course of like the next few weeks. So then, once that's done, then they can go start relining those areas as well. So they've been gone, I get a report every now, usually about weekly, about what their schedule is for the next so on. So it's still ongoing, they're still cameraing, they're still doing laterals, they're still doing the main lines. So it's gonna keep going for a bit. But UGI is, I don't have an end date for the relining project,
Yeah.
but I believe UGI is April,
Okay.
tentatively, I should say.
And that's the end of my report then. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Allen?
Thank you. It's great to know that our residents are using the great convenience of the live stream service that we offer. But with that said, I'm hearing that there are a lot of viewers that we are losing as well due to the audio, the sporadic, and it goes from loud to soft. So I'm wondering if you have an update that you can
Yeah,
provide.
so
for
we
everyone?
found new microphones that we're gonna order, so they will be ordered probably tomorrow. So that way, they're gonna allow the microphones, they're still gonna use these microphones, but with an extension, so they could sit right in front of people, and that way they should be able to pick up everyone better.
Good.
Thank you for
Thank
that.
you for asking that.
Yes. And I just want to thank PPNL. I finally saw them go through the alleys earlier part of this week, and they were pruning the trees that are hanging over a lot of people's garage roofs and houses, and also on the wires. So I just want to give a shout out to PPNL. Thank you. End of report.
Thank you. Since I didn't have a president's report, I have taken some notes here. Mr. Mathis, thank you. We'll do the best we can, and I'm sure Mr. Sorensens will look into that. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Mr. Zangari, thank you for that nice report, and for recognizing that our borough employees did the best they could under the circumstances. I specifically like Creekside because that is my background, and our team came together. The police, the fire, the ambulance, everybody came together when it was necessary. So thanks for that report. And also noticed this nice public works report. This is the first, I think, that I'm seeing.
Finally, somebody who has a little computer skills down there.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Yeah, finally, somebody who has a little computer skills from down there.
Yeah.
Smale put it
okay.
together, and unasked,
Sorry, Rich.
He did it on his own, and brought it to me Tuesday.
Well, that is really nice, but he's got a lot of competition with
He's not gonna
police
see that
report,
anyway.
because
He's
that's really good. But
He's watching
Anyway.
too, so he knows.
anyway,
You better not be
another
watching
thing
in Florida.
that came to my mind,
Smell it.
it hurts me to say this, but in the past week or two, our secretaries in our office have taken a lot come in to that borough office and are rude to them, I personally, and curse them using inappropriate language, you need to leave and come back when you can be okay. It is never okay to come in there and scream and yell about garbage bills and permits. They didn't write the law. They are doing what they've been instructed to do. So that has, I understand everybody is uptight. Our bills are high, but we're not gonna make them the kicking dog for the borough. Everyone in that front office does the best they can do with what they have. They don't write the laws. And I'm just amazed at how people come in, but I'm really not. Because everybody's so uptight today. So if you go in and curse and scream and stomp your feet, please leave or we're gonna call the police. You will not be respected. Whatever you hand out is what you're gonna get back. I realize nobody gets up every day and says, I am going to go fight with Mrs. Case in the office. Nobody does that. But when it gets out of hand, you need to leave. And so when Mr. Zangari and Mr. Mathis comes in, what a breath of fresh air. Thank you for that. People forget these are working employees. You know, so, but that goes for our police, our fire, it goes for everybody. Don't be rude. Don't curse or get out of this building. So, I'm sorry, but when Mr. Zangari and Mr. Mathis came up and were saying how good they are, it brought to my head about how some people have treated our employees this past week. It's not necessary. Thank you. End of report. Mr. Mayor.
I have nothing further to report, but thanks for bringing that up. They do deserve your respect when you come into the office.
I didn't mean to be such a downer, but I'm telling you, it's really upsetting to hear that. These ladies don't deserve that. And gentlemen, thank you. Moving on to announcements. Mr. Sorrento's.
A couple things. First, I know, try to get some scheduling for the PSAB conference, so if anybody up here who did not turn in paperwork for PSAB and you're still interested in getting it to me, I want to try to do it, I was hoping to do it tomorrow. So I have some of these already, the paperwork, so if anybody else, get it to me by tomorrow. So thank you for coming in, guys. Jim, I will absolutely 100% follow up with you tomorrow. I'll find out what that was all about, what that permit was. Sal, thank you for coming in and explaining everything, and it's great to hear how everybody came through for all that. And I know Mike will probably have some questions for us afterwards, so hopefully we can appease you with some of the questions you have after the meeting. We'll talk about a few things. I'm sure I can just tell you're ready. You want to ask me questions.
It's a little frustrating that something could be put on the agenda an hour ago, and then we don't really get a chance to even, or maybe it's on the agenda earlier, but it's announced to the public.
No, it's on the website. It's
Yeah.
just that the app doesn't put it out.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll check the website earlier, but I really think when, my personal opinion, I'm new to the scene here, but the public should have a little option to ask questions or weigh in.
We-
Something's been
they
voted
do-
on.
Usually at the beginning of the meeting, that hearing a person's presence is the time to kind of address those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that, but like, I guess I was assuming we would get to it when it came up on the agenda.
Yeah.
And that's my
Well,
ignorance to the process.
We'll
but,
talk
like,
then,
yeah.
and I'm sure we're gonna be able to explain a few things for you. I'm sure there's gonna be some things probably not gonna be 100% happy with, but we're gonna be able to explain everything for you.
Okay.
And it will be explained now.
Sure.
And I think that's all I got.
Thank you, Mr. Sorrento.
You're welcome.
I want to hear about the keys.
Mr. Welco.
Sal, Jim, thank you. It's very nice, and I'm sure the guys very much appreciate hearing all the good news and hearing the support and kind words. It goes a long way, and I know that it keeps propelling them and motivating them to do better. So thank you, truly. To kind of go off of what you asked, Shen, and Ron, what you kind of alluded to. Yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind the last few days. It's not something that we had on our radar. 2 days ago, we had a report of a dead goose kind of on the road on Canal Street by the park. It was just one at the time, so we didn't really think much of anything of it. We just thought maybe it got hit by a car, or it just died, or something happened. So they took it and got rid of it. Yesterday, we had about 5 or 6 that were down at the canal park. Crew Chief Smale went down to look and saw that there were a bunch there. Contacted the Game Commission, but they were busy because it's apparently a widespread thing, that they did not get back to him. They got back to him today, and there were a lot more, so the Game Commission did meet up with him down at Canal Park and kind of gave the general vibe that they suspected it was in fact bird flu. There were about 150 geese that they estimated on the river, some living, some not living, more on the shore bank, and then some more in the park itself. Even before that happened, first thing in the morning, we did close Canal Street Park as a precaution. When Game Commission came in, they said, we saw that you closed the park. Good, because we would have suggested you do that anyway, as pretty much because it's the protocol for this. At that point, they were waiting for their biologist to come in, and about an hour or so later, the biologist was there. We, at this point, then they said if it's confirmed, which we assume it will be confirmed, we are going to then likely start culling geese. So then, at that point, crew chief took it to the police and stated that you may hear some small caliber gunfire down in the Canal Street Park, just because they would be removing as many geese as possible, you know, bagging them, taking them out. They're doing as best they can to get rid of the ones on the river, but because of the ice and the water, it's possible they might not be able to get all of them after they have been pretty much culled. At that point, multiple news agencies did reach out because they heard the report that the park was closed, so I did speak with multiple news agencies today because they wanted to update the community to make them aware. Before the meeting, this meeting about 6:15, Crew Chief Smale and I met with, in the parking lot here, one of the people from the Game Commission, and he gave us a bunch of signs to put up that, and at that point it was officially confirmed that it was bird flu. At that point, we had not officially heard. We suspected when the culling began, but at that point, he gave us 3 different flyers. One, and we will keep these in the office, one was about interacting with wildlife with bird flu, tips for hunters and trappers, and the other one is for contact with sick or dead bird. You may have been exposed to bird flu. So those are the 3 different forms. They all have a bunch of information. They did give us 2 different signs that we're going to post up at Canal Street Park. Our hope is that it is just going to be Canal Street Park, but there is always the possibility, since Northampton is known for its geese population, that there will be other parks closed as well. We don't have a time frame in which the park will be open. It will be for the foreseeable future until further notice. Recommendation both from Game Commission and from pretty much everyone else that we've talked to is to steer clear pretty much of the area, and if you do see a geese, stay clear of it. If you see a dead goose or multiple dead geese, to stay clear of the area, report it to the Game Commission and to us. Please call us if you have any questions, email us. Many people have been doing so already. The Game Commission will not come out unless it's 5 or more that are died in one area. If it's anything less than that, they are basically, there's a possibility they may come out, but the likelihood is they're gonna tell residents that if there's one in your yard, that you're gonna have to take care of it yourself. If you do have to take care of it, they recommend use shovel, use gloves, and then bag it and put it out with your trash. They did tell our crew chief that shovel that you do use, make sure that you then just put that to the side, and when this is all done, get rid of the shovel. They said make sure you're washing your hands, make sure that you're sanitizing things such as boots as well, to basically just make sure that you're staying clean with everything. We'll keep updating as we hear things. I'm sure there'll be updates tomorrow. Smale and I are already talking this evening, so there'll be more updates pretty much as we go along. As soon as everything is okay and parks can open, we will let everyone know. Obviously, if parks have to close, we will let everyone know as well. I just ask that people do pay attention to the app and the website, because, for instance, hypothetically, if municipal park needs to close, that is a little bit more difficult to manage in closing because the openings are massive. It's not like Canal where there's gaps and fencing that we can kind of close off and barricade areas. We've already exhausted all of our barricades down at Canal Street, so we're doing pretty much everything we can. So if that does, especially with school kids walking across the field, we just wanna be careful as much as possible. So, we will get all the information out as soon as we kind of hear things.
Is this gonna be all posted on our website?
Yep, it's already there.
I know there's some information, but
Yep,
like the details.
I'm gonna post these, tomorrow. I will post all of these flyers on the website and through the app, so that way everyone has access to it. We will have, there's many copies here, and we can always make more. They even said that if we need more signs, they can get us as many as we need.
And how about the school being informed that at least these,
We-
try to
We
avoid the
did
kids
call the
from,
school already.
from walking
Megan called
across
up
the
to them
park.
this afternoon.
cause there's a lot of geese out here that we can't control how they get there and when they're there. But
Exactly.
at least they can make announcements to try to avoid walking across that park.
Especially at the end of the school day, and
Yeah.
it's a very frequent, attended area. So we are doing everything we can. Public Works is getting to everything as quick as possible. It's just their staff is quite short this week, so they are getting to everything that they can, in the process. But like I said, we'll update as much as we can. If we hear anything from the Game Commission, we will let everyone know about it as well. But please just be attentive and just be careful, like, Councilman Knopf said, if you do walk your pets, don't walk them in Canal Street Park. At least as of now, other parks, I guess would say at your own risk, but I would probably try to avoid them as well, because the geese do frequent pretty much every park in the borough. All right, if anyone has any questions, feel free. We're all pretty much well versed in this now. Smail has been coming up to the office every half hour with updates as he hears them. So, feel free, anyone call, email, stop by. We're here to answer as many questions as we can. End my report.
Very good, thank you.
Yeah, it's geese. That was my main thing, yeah.
Okay, I need a motion by council member to pay the bills.
Motion made to pay the bills.
Motion made by Mrs. Ahmed. Do you have a second?
Second.
By Mr. Stone. Any questions?
Anybody else?
Go ahead.
Anybody? No?
It's always you.
I'll start with a couple, and I have quite a few, so.
Sure.
I take it Ms. Ackerman is no longer our tax collector.
Yeah, so what
So
this
she-
was, and this was something that we discovered last summer when things were going on. She had been paying for the software that's required to be the tax collector. It is in the tax code that the borough is responsible for paying for that. She had just never turned in receipts and then questioned it, so she just turned in the receipts last week or week prior. And so this is her reimbursement for her years paying for the software.
Okay. TriStar Incorporated,
Yeah, materials for the sewer plant.
okay. Where was the Walnut Port Door Company fixing anything at?
They were fixing doors down at the Public Works garage. Not necessarily the actual doors, like the bay doors,
Okay.
just
Okay.
doors.
Roscoe Incorporated for 11,000,
Materials for the fire department.
okay. Builder's Door Hardware,
Yes, it was something for one of the bathrooms for one of the parks.
okay. Burke One, what is Burke One?
So every
Sounds like
year we have to
taxes.
pay for the envelopes and the billing of all of
Taxes?
the taxes.
Taxes, okay. I thought it was something with Berkheimer. My favorite company, Fraser Advance for $1,500.
Yep, that's our normal monthly.
Monthly charge of that?
Monthly
It was
charge.
not that high for a while.
It went up sometime in 2025.
See, Mr. Mathis, everything goes up. Yoakum Towing,
Yes, one
I
of our
think that was
trucks
for the store.
had died down during a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
and that was-
I thought it was removing cars for
No,
snow.
it was one of our trucks and they had to tow it.
Okay, that's all I have, thank you. That's all I have.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Need a motion by council member to adjourn?
Motion.
By Mr. Hall, do I have a second?
Second.